right now, but you can to English, speak Malay, speak Indonesia pun boleh juga ya, pakai bahasa. Jangan guna bahasa Jawa, bahasa Sunda, bahasa lain-lain. I don't know yet. Kan. Jadi nanti takut ada pakai bahasa Tagalog pula kan. Ini bukan orang Filipin. Jadi therefore boleh guna English, Malay language or bahasa Indonesia. Okay, and Azrul ini the first time Mas Fauzi dia. Therefore I want to inform you first. Kita ni itinerary-nya 5 sahaja. Yang pertama, welcoming speak from me as Chairman ASEAN Lecturer Committee. And the second, because you are the first time, I will look the short video of ALC. Jadi kalau orang Malaysia kata apa benda satu itu ALC, you can to look in the short video, only for a minute I think. And then the third, we go to a sharing session. Selalunya saya melihat alphabet name, siapa yang awal sharing. Ini karena ini given kan, and Azrul ni A awalnya kan. Jadi kena cakap awal lah karena given ya. Muhammad Fauzi itu kan selepasnya. Okay, itu the third ya. And the fourth, we go to question answer. Therefore, the participant you can to use chat box for you share your question or you can to share direct to my email, no problem ya. Karena biasanya guna laptop pun senang type, hantar email terus. I will to read the question for the all speaker after all the speaker sharing. Jadi nanti setiap speaker tu punya masa 30 ke 35 minit ya. Lepas tu kita ada refreshing by video, sing song and singer. Jadi nanti ada lagu juga kan. Jadi ini kenapa saya kata relax, enjoy and fun ya. Tapi nanti kalau and Azrul kena menyanyi sendiri pun boleh juga ya, tidak dilarang ya kalau nak menyanyi sendiri. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, nanti the fifth-nya yang kelima tu closing remark ya. Okay, sekarang kita pergi kepada yang start with the prayer first. Mari kita mulai dengan berdoa menurut keyakinan masing-masing. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Terima kasih. Jadi apa nama, saya macamnya kena ganti gelas dulu supaya look lebih handsome sikit daripada Azrul ya. Maaf ya. Okay. Jadi, jadi ini guna gelas tapi tak ada endorse pun. Jadi okay. The first, thank you very much for Pak Fauzi atau Mas Fauzi, very interesting sharing before ILC event. I appreciate you. And then thank you very much too kepada Associate Professor TS Dr. Azrul Izwan bin Ismail, Senior Lecturer Universiti Utara Malaysia yang last minute mendapat tugasan dari Dr. Azhar. Jadi nampak you are karib lah, boleh last minute boleh, soalnya and Azhar lagi senior jadi susah pula nak tolak kan. Jadi thank you for your agree to join right now, and very interesting participant from Indonesia, usually from Thai too, and from Singapore too. Ada my student juga dalam ini Zoom. Very appreciate for your join all the participant. Okay, thank you very much for you all. Okay, right now we go to second agenda, RLC official video.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Sharul. Right, actually, thank you very much for inviting me, especially at the very. I'm very feel honored to be here this afternoon to share bits about photography and creative industry strategics, marketing, and of aesthetic aesthetic products. Okay. But am I need to present my slide, or am I need to just share whatever that I feel I can share with all of us? Dr. Sharul, macam mana
Boleh,
formatnya?
boleh. Boleh. You can use your screen because you are the co-host right now. Boleh guna.
Okay, right. So saya
Tapi
boleh
Indah
pakai saya.
Gemilang boleh. Indah Gemilang pun boleh help you if you want. Tapi you boleh guna sendiri juga.
Ya, okay, right. Tak apa. Kalau macam tu saya pakai saya punya monitor untuk saya share apa nama hari ni punya sesi. Okay, dia jadi takut pun ada tau, Pak. Sebab ini kali pertama saya bersama dengan kita kata Asian Academic Committee ni. Pada saya is a very huge event and it's a very huge society. Again, I feel very honored to be part of today's event. And let me start my sharing. I hope that all of us can see this slide. Bapak boleh tengok? Okay, rakan-rakan di sana boleh tengok.
Very clear.
Yep. So I will not open the slide 100% because of I know there will be a difficult for me to control my slide if I open it in the proper slide presentations. So let's talk about photography at first. Okay, what do we understand about arts that regards with photography? Some says that art is very unique. Some says art is very beautiful. Some says that art is involved with a very aesthetics understandings. But for me, arts sometimes make us feel very confused. Why and what make I say that? Because of there are certain things that can create argument, can create what we call it conflicts, okay, can create different ideology. So that's what makes art confused. However, if we are thinking about the benefits of these art confused situations, I think it will give us a lot of benefit, especially when we talks about photography. And we can say is that photography is one portions of visual arts industry. Okay, and now we are talking about creative industry. Creative industry is very huge. Creative industry is very large markets, and I strongly believe that most of us are concentrating in one aspect only when we talks about creative industry. For example, when we talks about photography, kita hanya akan bercakap pasal fotografi. We only would like to talk about photography, but we are not talking about the subject, the area, or the subtopics that relates with photography by itself. So today, what we need to discuss is some things that very relate to the topics that we gonna discuss today, which is photography and creative industry, strategic marketing of aesthetic product. Because of I strongly believe that most understands that photography is something that we are capturing an image, we are creating an image, we are making an image, we are visualizing future images that we would like to produce. So these are the process that very related with photography. So in other words, we can say is that photography is a valuable arts and commercial mediums. However, when we talk about commercial mediums, right? If we are referring back to my first slide just now, I'm talking about arts and confused. So when we talk about commercial mediums, right? They might touch us about, are we sacrificing our aesthetic arts in order for us to fulfill what the client want, or are we producing a photography art based on the aesthetic that we feel it is okay and it fit the markets that we are the one who setting up the areas of the markets. So yang itu kita kena tahu, dan we need to understand and we need to know where the directions that we are heading. So to answer that kind of issues that been raised by that notes just now, all right, we are talking about realism photography. We are talking about transparency in photography that can cater the creative industry. Because what now, everything need to be transparent, everything need to be shared, especially when we are involved with TikTok industry. I'm not saying that TikTok applications, but my words today is TikTok industry, right? There are a lot of headaches. They are more confused. They are more cramped in terms of talent, right? In terms of majority people want to be content makers, content provider, content creator, right? But at the end of the day, they are not transparent enough in the sense of sending a right message to the photography viewers, to the audience. And some content are very fake and it's not real, all right? But when we are talking about photography, we need to provide the facts to the audience. Even we would like to sell some good product, okay? We would like to provoke the viewers, the customer, the audience to buy our product. Still, we need to be very real about things that we would like to publish, things that we like to project, things that we would like to portray to the audience. So let's do some basics understandings, right? The art of visual storytelling, the heart of cinema. That's what we call it, the original parts of photography. Okay, it is not about how we capture the actions on the scene. Okay, it is about how we show the actions to the audience. That is a part of the photography also. And communicating with the viewer, cinema is a language. So photography is very, very related with the cinematography. Okay, now we can say is that everyone in this world would like to become a photographer, but not many people okay, can become a good and right. Next, photography and cinematography is very, very related. It is a type of language that we need to really understand before we tell to others. Communicating with the viewers, cinema is a language. Again, I'm telling you, okay? Just remember like this. If you would like to understand the basic, the philosophy of photography, right? You are the one who create the image, not taking an image. Taking an image, anybody can take. Anybody can phrasing a moment by Lewis says that, right? But if we are talking about basics understandings of photography by F.W. Herschel, okay, 1869, if I'm not mistaken, all right? He says that photography comes from two different words. Photo, it means light, and it means drawing with light. That's the basic fundamentals of photography. Okay, so what are the photographer do? What are the photographer can do? Okay, we have a lot of things, okay, that we can use in photography, right? For example, photography can become artistic, photography can become as a portraiture, photography can become a nature, we can shoot underwater photography, we can shoot advertising photography, we can shoot documentary in photography, we can become a journalism, we can become fashion photography, forensic photography, okay, aerial photography, wedding photographer, and so on and so forth. So you choose, okay, which ones that you want to be and why you would like to be that that things is one of the important things that we need to know. Next, right? I want the viewers to see this image very clearly, all right? Are you can imagine what are the effects when you stare at this image, right? So this is the first image. Can we have a look? Aisha, can you see it? Petrus Garoda, can you see this image? Others, are you? Can you see this image? Muhammad Fauzi, Suhermi, can you see this kind of image? So when we see this kind of image, what do we feel? Are we feels that this image is moving? This image is stay by itself, or is it spinning? Right? So this is what we call it the basics philosophy, a very fundamental if we would like to become a good photographer, a good image maker, a good visualizer, right? Next, same goes to this image. It's using a very simple techniques, a very simple element and principle of art, okay? But is it move? Is this image moving, right? By using a blue dot with the black shadow and the background of the green, okay, can we see it as a permanent images, or it is kind of like very waving style of picture, right? So these are what we call it, how we would like train our mind to produce a nice images, simple, nice, but it will trigger our mind. It can create attention, people attention to see this kind of images, right? So if we would like to understand, so the basic fundamentals of that images is actually it's developed by ideas, all right, and it will create a culture in life, all right, and once the image create the culture, okay, it will go to the moral for the future, and then it will become your language, and after that the language will be improved and back to the developed process again, okay. So that's what we call it, the circles of knowledge that will be produced by that kind of images, okay. Next, okay, just now I'm telling you about photojournalism, okay. Are you still remember about this image? Okay, this image has been taken by Steve McCurry, okay, in his careers of photography, and this image become one of the famous image in the world, right? It's covering a conflict, vanishing traditional culture and scene for temporary society, best known for his photograph African girls, all right? He has gone on to document the impacts of war and the conflicts to the humans and the environment. However, we can see these are very, very simple images. Seems like the images that I show you before with the background of green, the dot with blue, and the shadow with the blacks. So if we would like to create, okay, a good photography that related and give impact to the creative industry, okay, to markets our aesthetic product and so on, the photographer, the image maker, the visualizer for the photography, right, need to have a very, very critical thinking and a good process of visualization, right? So you need to nurture this one based on the process of development, and then creating a culture, and then creating a moral for the future, create the language, improve the language by the development process. So this is the circles that all of us need to participate, right? Next, this another one. This is another ones that create a conflicts, okay, as an image maker, as a photographer. And I strongly believe that today, when we have a phone, okay, we have a mobile phone, we have a camera everywhere we go, and we would like to take some what we call it fun photo. We would like to record a video. That's why just now I mentioned about photography and cinematography is very related, because of before this we know that photography, camera, and video are very expensive tools. But today, no. Today, everybody, okay, everybody without fail, without realize, you already have one photography, photo camera, and you are image maker. It just matters of you acknowledge yourself as an image maker, you acknowledge yourself as a hobbyist photographer, yes or no. It is you are the one who decided. So going back to these images, okay, the photograph in the male is the Pulitzer Prize, okay, winning photos taken in 1994 during the Sudan famines, right? The picture depicts a famine-struck child crawling towards the United Nations food camp located a kilometer away, right? And the vulture is waiting for the child to die so that the vulture can eat the kids, okay? And this photo shocked the whole world, okay? No one knows what happened to the child, including the photographer, which named Kevin Carter, okay, who left the place as soon as the photograph was taken, right? So what happened to these images? What are the moral, okay, the moral that been projected in these images? As a photographer, are we taking responsibility to save the human first before we taking the images, or are we waiting, okay, the human die, and then we have a value story that one kid been killed by vulture or been eaten by vulture? So which one that we want to do? Same goes today, all right? Most of us sometimes, if we are watching TikTok, Instagram, or social media, all right, we can see that people are more like to take or record an accident, a car crash that still have the victim inside the car, compared stop the recording and go to save the, what we call it, the,
Google Meet kan?
so which
Google
one,
Meet kelas tu.
right? Okay. Next, this is very interesting part, right? I think most of us now spark what kind of advertisement that we would like to create, and what kind of message that been delivered by this kind of images, all right, to in order to make the product sell, all right? Can this image persuade you, all right, by having this kind of what we call it semiotic approach of advertisement, all right? You can sell the juice, orange juice more, and it will create more attentions for the viewers, for the audience to buy your juice, or if you would like to drink a beer, you would like to sell the beer, these kind of angles that your photograph that you will create. Okay, or if you would like to sell your car, okay, if you want to see kind of books, okay, which angles that you would like to play with. Either you would like to play with kind of like sexuality themes, all right, virginity concepts, or what. That's why just now at my early stage of presentation, I'm highlighting the realism, the transparency. Okay, if you would like to become a good photographer, we would like to produce a good photography to cater creative industry, okay, in order for us to get a good marketing for our product aesthetics. All right, so which one? All of you have a choice. I'm not saying that this is wrong, that one is right, this is not good, this one is good. No, I'm opening what we call it, I'm opening you to discuss, and you choose either it is right or wrong. Okay, you are the one who need to choose. Okay, and next, right, when we talks about photography, creative industry, indirectly we talks about behavior. All right, we talks about our knowledge, we talks about our self-image, we talks about our attitude, we talks about our self-efficiency, we talks about our perceived risk, our nerve, our emotion, we talks about our personal advocacy, we are talking about our social influence. Okay, our social influence is very important in order for us to expand our knowledge. So it's very related with our behavior, because our behavior will form culture, culture will form value, and value, all right, will form attitudes. So, right, so a good behavior, okay, a good behavior will 100% influence the concepts of your photograph. Okay, if your behavior, your attitude, your culture, your value is nice, is creative, right, it means that your images that you produce will portray to you. Okay, so this is the process that will lead a good images that will transparently present the attitudes of the image maker. Okay, will project you as a person behind the image, right? So these are the concepts that you and all of us need to understand. Okay, I'll think that's it, my presentations. Okay,
Wow. Wow.
I waiting for any response. All right, I think I can pass back the button to Prof. Sharul. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you are welcome. Very interesting sharing, and some question right now come to my email. I will to read the question after the second speaker sharing. Uh, but right now we go to refreshing first. Okay. Indah Gumilang will be to share the song by video for the refreshing first before the second speaker. Kang Indah, are you ready to share what the song you want? Dan Mas Fauzi di tempatnya mengasingkan diri, boleh menggunakan screen ini untuk bercakap. Mana dia Encik Fauzi sekarang? Jangan-jangan sudah habis baterai. Mana Kang Indah Encik Fauzinya? Available ke?
Barusan WA lagi cari buat ngecas, wah. Bentar katanya.
Oh, dia tak bawa ini
Ya,
apa namanya?
laptopnya
tidak
itu.
membawa power bank. Sudah.
Udah ada, Pak.
Very good. Saya pikir Mas Fauzi tidak bawa power bank, tapi membawa Power Ranger. Silakan.
Ya, ini lagi ketemu di kafe di pom bensin.
Mantap, kreatif person. Ya.
Oke, terima kasih.
Pertama.
Jadi presentasi yang menarik sekali tentang gambaran fotografi sekarang ini. Saya ingin berbagi pengalaman. Saya memang pelaku fotografi di sini. Itu banyak sekali tantangannya, banyak sekali metode strategi pemasarannya, strategi kreatifnya itu banyak sekali ya. Jadi di dalam persaingan bisnis itu biasanya yang saya alami di sini itu adalah trying by trying, teman oleh teman. Jadi kesesuaian dalam kualitas karya seni, dua karya seni bagus, tapi yang mampu mempresentasikan karya seni itu berhasil adalah siapa pembuatnya. Saya sebagai tunarungu, saya sebagai tunarungu mempunyai pengalaman estetis sendiri. Mereka itu tertarik dengan siapa pembuatnya. Biasanya seperti itu. Kalau di tangan fotografer yang lain akan memiliki nilai yang berbeda, walaupun sama-sama bagus. Contohnya, bagaimana kalau dipotret oleh seorang presiden atau seorang artis atau seorang yang figur publik, itu pasti akan ada nilai yang berbeda. Ya, pengalaman saya seperti ini dalam masyarakat ini. Itu yang mementingkan, bukan cuma kualitas gambar aja, tapi foto itu dibalik siapa yang berkarya. Ya, sekedar berbagi pengalaman seperti ini. Dan kalau membicarakan tentang fotografi secara konvensional, pada umumnya strategi fotografi itu banyak yang kita pelajari dari berbagai referensi. Tapi belum tentu satu orang berikutnya bisa menghasilkan yang sama. Karya seni itu memiliki nilai kehidupan, memiliki nilai filosofi sendiri. Ya, saya berbagi pengalaman di Indonesia ini memang di antara teman ke teman atau suatu figur publik itu adalah ukuran keberhasilan dalam dalam ini saling memberikan sebuah karya. Ya, memang sesuatu yang tidak rasional, tapi ya memang adanya seperti ini. Saya di Yogyakarta tidak menjual lukisan sebuah karya lukisan yang abstrak, kurang menarik lukisannya dibandingkan lukisan komersil yang pada umumnya. Tapi kolektor tertarik sekali dengan lukisan yang saya jual. Kenapa? Karena nanti lukisan itu akan dipajang itu nanti dia akan menceritakan bahwa siapa yang melukis. Itu ada bobotnya dalam lukisan itu. Bukan cuma gambar yang mirip. sekarang teknologi mampu menciptakan gambar yang menarik, tapi kita memberikan jiwa kepada gambar itu jarang sekali. Itu saja yang saya bisa sampaikan. Itu antar manusia. Dalam karya seni ada hubungan antara perasaan ke perasaan. Ya, ini pengalaman saya dalam industri fotografi pada umumnya. Itu sangat bersaing sekali sampai mencoba menjual harga yang sangat murah. Kenapa? Kalau kita menjual harga yang sangat murah, kita menurunkan kualitas kita. Jadi kalau di dalam di dalam industri perdagangan, dalam ini fotografi itu sangat disayangkan. Kenapa? Seni itu sifatnya eksklusif. Seni itu sifatnya kita menjual kebanggaan. Jadi itu bukan seperti barang pabrik. Itu harus dipahami. Jangan kita menjadi seorang seniman berusaha untuk menjual barang itu sangat murah sekali. Jadi kita membutuhkan kerjasama dengan marketing yang berpengalaman. Saya di sini ya banyak beberapa tim yang mencoba menjual karya-karya yang eksklusif. Kiranya saya yang bisa sampaikan seperti itu. Ya, terima kasih. Silakan ada pertanyaan.
Ya. Thank you very much. Short but sure, ya. Singkat tetapi sangat meyakinkan. Oke, kita terus pergi ke question answer. Saya sudah pun masuk pertanyaan juga karena tadi Pak Indah Gumilang juga sudah mencatat beberapa pertanyaan untuk Mas Fauzi. Sekarang saya nak membaca email kepada Dr. Assistant Prof. Azrul. Are you ready to copy me and Azrul?
Inshallah, Pak, I'll try.
Okay, I want to read question for you from my email. Jadi selalunya saya mengambil 2 orang sahaja representative of participant to every speaker tu 2 orang sahajalah. Ini dia macamnya student Indonesia, ini bertanya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Very interesting sharing, Associate Prof. Azrul. I get the new knowledge today. Dia kata macam itulah. Ini dari Sari ya, namanya Sari. Ini macam nickname lah. Dia katanya macam ini. Produk fotografi selalu juga disebut kreatif produk. Apakah semua produk fotografi pasti disebut art product? Itu dia tanya. Bagaimana ciri suatu art product bisa disebut kreatif produk? Jadi saya baca ulang ya dari Sari. Produk fotografi biasanya disebut juga kreatif produk. Apakah semua produk fotografi pasti boleh disebut art product? Bagaimana ciri suatu art product bisa disebut sebagai kreatif produk? Itu pertanyaan nombor 1. Nombor 2 ini saya baca terus. Nanti pun saya baca untuk speaker juga sekali ya. Kemudian nombor 2 dari Ambar. Kreatif produk kadangkala tidak dipahami oleh semua orang awam. Bagaimana produk seni boleh berkembang selama ini? Adakah kritik terhadap art produk dapat diterima oleh creative person? Jadi saya ulang ya. Kreatif produk kadangkala tidak dipahami oleh semua orang awam. Bagaimana produk seni itu bisa berkembang? Adakah kritik terhadap art produk dapat diterima oleh creative person? Itu. Jadi apakah dia kata kamu tak faham apa pun, kamu nak kritik apa, apakah dia macam itu? Okey, kemudian kepada Encik Fauzi, kepada Mas Fauzi. Mungkin Pak Indah sudah kirim pertanyaan dalam bentuk tertulis ya dari Ria dan Mela. Tapi saya baca jugalah. Apakah pada Mas Fauzi ini, apakah dari Ria ya, apakah pada dasarnya setiap orang punya potensi menjadi creative person? Banyak orang merasa tidak punya jiwa seni. Bagaimana seni dan budaya itu bisa membentuk kreativitas seseorang? Itu dari Ria ya. Kemudian dari Mela, karya seni selalu dihasilkan dari creative thinking. Khusus tentang seni rupa, bagaimana menumbuhkan kreativitas untuk menghasilkan karya yang monumental. Itu dia. Jadi saya silakan Associate Prof Azrul first to answer for the two question from the two person tu dalam masa 5-6 minit sahaja. Sila.
I'll try to make it short. I think there are similarity aspects in question 1 and question 2, right?
Yeah,
number 1 regards with the arts, the creative aspects that we can call masterpiece in photography, right? In photography, we know that we are actually we need to create what we call it the identity of photographer. Okay. For me, for example, if I teach my students, each and every of my students, they need to find, they need to get, and they need to know where is their uniqueness, right? So in order for us to get them into it, we need to guide the photographer to find their masterpiece, their art stroke. So it means that when we see one images, easily we can know that, oh, that one is Azrul Ismail photograph, because the signature, the concept, right, the tones of color, the way photographer arrange the subject, so it will demonstrate, it will educate the followers the identity, right? So we know a kind of like the signal inside one images. That's number 1. Number 2, we cannot say that every photograph is an art piece, because of what? Photography, we can say, we know that it can be reprint, okay? It can be reproduced. So how we would like to make more value in terms of one masterpiece? Number 1, okay, they need to be a kind of like a series of, for example, one images only, okay, printed as a masterpiece, announced by the artist, only 50 masterpiece in the world, and they must be put some iconics or intellectual property or identity behind, okay? Only certain peoples know where is the watermark is placing, okay? That's for me how we would like to put value to one good photograph, okay? Number 2, question just now telling me asking me about educate the people in terms of understanding the artistic value, okay? To be honest, yes, I know that nowadays the new generation is they want things fast. They want to do works fast, and they want people to appreciate them fast, right? So in order for us we need to revise back the process. Okay, we need to tell the students, we need to keep educate them. Okay, telling them the process of what is aesthetic value is all about, how to produce a good image. I'm not saying that producing, all right? In arts, in aesthetic, we cannot use words producing. I think the best words that we can use is making, right? So if we are making, it means that it's more detailed about one masterpiece that we would like to produce. Okay, I think that's it. I think it really answered the two questions. Thank you.
Okey, saya pun nak kreatif sikit lah guna flag yang ada jalur gemilang ni dengan jadi nak kreatif sikit lah. Okey. Jadi Pak Fauzi boleh menjawab dua pertanyaan juga? Sila.
Sorry Bapak, saya minta ampun, minta maaf banyak-banyak. Saya punya bateri laptop mau kehabis. Jadi saya mohon mengundur terlebih dahulu. Mohon ampun sangat-sangat. Nanti kita communicate lagi.
Kami sangat memahami untuk hal itu. Jangan mengundurkan diri boleh, tapi jangan mengundurkan jalur gemilang ya. Saya sudah guna untuk.
Okey, terima kasih.
Sawadikap. Kap tungkap. Okey, Pak Fauzi silakan. Nanti recordednya akan kita kirim ke Pak Azrul. Dia boleh dengar juga jawaban Mas Fauzi. Silakan.
Oke. Terima kasih pertanyaannya ini. Saya sebelumnya share gambar dulu ya. Ini nggak bisa di-sharing gambarnya.
Oh, mungkin Pak Indah bisa bantu atau macam mana? Atau memang tidak bisa? Sekarang sudah jadi co-host, sudah bisa, Mas. Boleh nggak digunakan? Sekarang sudah co-host.
Sudah bisa dibuka belum?
Ya, sudah bisa dilihat. Wow, ini paling unik nih. Apaan nih? Kayak macam bunga dari pokok apa ini?
Oke, di sini saya mencoba memposisikan diri sebagai pelaku kreatif. Kadang-kadang praktisi dengan pengkaji itu kadang-kadang ya tidak bisa merasakan pengalaman praktisi dulu, baru kita mencoba menyampaikan secara faktanya. Ini disebut bahasa rupa. Ya, disebut bahasa rupa. Ini ada semacam pertanyaan. Pada dasarnya setiap orang punya potensi menjadi kreatif person. Banyak orang yang tidak punya jiwa seni. Bagaimana seni budaya bisa membentuk kreativitas seseorang? Saya memberikan pengalaman dulu ya. Ini itu karya fotografi isyarat, bahasa isyarat. Karena ini tidak terlihat fotografi isyarat, tidak terlihat tangan. Bagaimana kita bisa menjadikan sesuatu yang baru. Nah, ini berupa ini ya di balik ini tangan yang bergerak. Saya membuat tunarungu bergerak isyaratnya. Di balik itu akan menghasilkan simbol baru. Ini merupakan karya pameran saya, pernah dipamerkan di UIT Malaysia. Pernah. Jadi, oke. Tadi ada yang bilang, bagaimana ya kalau tidak punya jiwa seni, jiwa kreatif? Bisa. Caranya adalah kita mengekspresikan karya apa saja dengan jujur tanpa harus melihat referensi. Contohnya, kemampuan kita yang batasnya cuma segini. Jadi kita harus melihat komposisi ruang di dalam karya seni. Itu ada namanya ajas data susun. Ajas data susun itu penting dipahami, itu dasar paling awal. Nah, kemudian kalau kita membentuk komposisi indah dan menarik, bebas di dalam karya seni, itu yang penting adalah kejujuran. Banyak sekali karya seni yang tidak asli. Kita lihat referensi dari orang lain. Bagaimana cara memotret foto itu tidak baik. Jadi jangan takut berkarya. Orang akan menghargai karya yang jujur. Dan itu paling penting. Saya banyak masukan dari guru besar seni rupa di Yogyakarta dan di Solo. Dia tertarik karya yang abstrak, karya yang tidak mereka apa namanya, dia jarang lihat karyanya. Banyak sekali karya yang konvensi, misalnya ada gambar burung, ada gambar bunga, itu sama semua. Mereka sudah pernah lihat. Jadi untuk apa kita presentasi lagi kembali? Semoga dipahami ya. Coba buat apa yang bisa dilakukan, kemampuan kita. Jangan takut, bebas dalam berkarya. Yang penting jujur. Itu merupakan karya seni yang paling asli. Itu oke. Semoga jawabannya itu ya.
Yep.
Yang karya seni selalu dihasilkan dari creative thinking, khususnya tentang seni rupa. Bagaimana menunjukkan kreativitas untuk hasilkan karya yang monumental. Ada yang tahu apa itu karya monumental? Karya monumental itu karya yang diagungkan, digadang-gadang sebagai karya terbaik, karya yang untuk sebagai simbolis untuk publik, itu karya monumental. Bagaimana cara kita membuat karya monumental? Itu adalah ekspresi personal. Ekspresi personal itu yang tadi saya sampaikan. Kita harus bisa menciptakan bentuk-bentuk yang tidak orang tidak pernah lihat bentuk yang kita ciptakan. Sebagai contoh karya saya di sini. Ini karya fotografi, suatu kebaruan. Karya fotografi sifatnya mengcopy objek yang sudah ada. Oke, kita di sini forum dosen ASEAN ya, Asia Tenggara ya. Di sini nggak ada Jepang ya, nggak ada ya. Jepang, Korea nggak ada. Jadi kita bangsa Asia di sini tidak ada yang menciptakan kamera. Nggak ada. Kita menggunakan kamera Jepang, Canon, Nikon, buatan Jerman, kamera Leica. Kita sebagai bangsa pengguna, bukan bangsa pencipta. Jadi kita menggunakan kamera, itu kita menggunakan media orang lain. Jadi kita sebagai apa? Kalau mau kita memang sebagai bangsa pencipta, kita harus berkreasi tanpa menggunakan kamera. Bagaimana caranya? Itu harus dipikirkan. Apakah harus menciptakan kamera baru? Ini dijadikan perdebatan waktu program doktoral saya ini. Kenapa harus menggunakan karya orang lain? Maka saya buat menggunakan kertas kosong, diberi cairan developer. Fotografi itu artinya lukisan cahaya. Maka proyeksi cahayanya ke dalam kertas itu akan menghasilkan simbol, bayangan. Ya, semoga ya memahami fotografi itu apa. Fotografi itu berasal dari bahasa Yunani, fotos dan grafos. Foto artinya cahaya, grafi itu artinya gambar. Ya, semoga dipahami ya. Kita ini harus disadari bahwa berkarya dengan kejujuran. Banyak sekali pelukis-pelukis yang berkarya menggunakan medium cat atau kuas yang diciptakan sama pabrik. Ada juga pelukis-pelukis yang mencari bahan warna dari tanaman, dari tumbuh-tumbuhan, diolah jadi warna, daur ulang.
Hmm.
Saya memberikan gambaran seperti apa seni rupa itu. Seni rupa itu adalah ekspresi.
Hmm.
Jadi itu ekspresi. Jadi itu bukan semacam keindahan.
Hmm.
Keindahan itu sifatnya bebas, representatif, orang suka atau tidak. Bagaimana seni itu bisa menyampaikan komunikasi.
Yes.
Oke,
Good.
terima kasih. Seperti ini.
Wow, luar biasa. Jawabannya ini udah profesor nih tingkatannya nih. Keren ini. Jadi Mas Fauzi itu tadi jadi semua orang punya jiwa seni sebetulnya ya. Jadi tinggal bagaimana dia mengekspresikan jiwa seni. Saya pun pernah disebut orang punya jiwa seni, tapi seniwen katanya itu. Seniwen itu senewen ya, artinya suka uring-uringan ya. Itu bukan seni, bukan seni itu senewen namanya itu. Jadi tadi Mas Fauzi bilang karya monumental, sebuah karya masterpiece yang sangat diagungkan ya. Sekarang mahasiswa kita banyak juga karya menu bantal, bukan monumental. Menu bantal, maksudnya banyakkan tidur gitu ya. Jadi itu menghasilkan karya menu bantal itu bukan monumental itu. Jadi sebenarnya Indonesia juga pencipta ya, bukan hanya pengguna. Misalnya kita menciptakan ketoprak, itu bisa dimakan, bisa juga dipertunjukkan. Nah itu kan kreatif itu, namanya ketoprak namanya. Jadi ketoprak ini bisa dipertunjukkan, bisa juga dimakan, tergantung ketoprak yang mana. Aduh. Isabella adalah kisah cinta dua dunia. Mengapa kita berjumpa, namun akhirnya terpisah. Siang jadi hilang, ditelan kegelapan malam, alam yang terpisah melenyapkan sebuah kisah. Itu kenapa saya nyanyi ya, itu Indah Gumilang mau share song by video. Jadi saya sudah pula bocor ini menyanyikan Isabella ini. Jadi Mas Fauzi, Isabella itu sebuah karya seni dari Datuk Ami Surf, vokalis band Surf dulu, membayangkan perbezaan di antara budaya ya, antara budaya timur dengan budaya barat, sehingga dia sudah terpisah dengan Isabella yang dia kreatif thinking-kan tadi. Iya kan? Jadi kalau Mas Fauzi mungkin ada Isabellanya sendiri juga kan? Kalau Kang Indah macamnya tak ada lah Isabella itu. Indah Gumilang, please say this last song before closing remark. Are you ready?